If you've been anywhere near the gaming space this past year, you've probably heard about Roblox. It's one of the most popular gaming platforms in the world with over 150 million daily active users, the vast majority of whom are children. We're talking about a platform where kids can create games, play games, and chat with each other through colorful avatars. Sounds innocent enough, right? Well, what if I told you that behind those cheerful block figures lurks something far more sinister? What if I told you that a 22-year-old content creator managed to expose what many are calling a systematic failure to protect children from predators, only to be banned and threatened with a lawsuit by the very company he was trying to help? This is the story of Schlep vs. Roblox, a story about corporate negligence, child safety, viral movements, political intervention, and one young man's mission to prevent others from experiencing what he went through as a child. This is how a kid who was groomed on Roblox grew up to become one of the platform's biggest nightmares, and exposed the dark underbelly of the world's most popular children's game. Let's do this. To truly understand this controversy, we need to start at the beginning, and the beginning is a story that's unfortunately all too common in the digital age. A story about a young boy who just wanted to play video games. Michael, who goes by the online name Schlep, first logged on to Roblox when he was just 8 years old. For those who don't know, Roblox isn't just one game. It's an entire platform where users can create and share millions of different gaming experiences. By the time Michael was 10, he was so talented and engaged with the platform that Roblox actually invited him to their STEM events. He was a success story. A young kid who loved the platform and was being recognized for it. But somewhere along the way, things went horribly wrong. Michael connected with one of Roblox's biggest developers, someone who had official company merchandise distributed nationwide and was even contracted directly with Roblox for platform events. This wasn't some random stranger lurking in the shadows. This was a prominent figure in the Roblox community, someone with visibility and legitimacy, and this developer groomed Michael for years. Between the ages of 12 and 15, Michael was subjected to horrific manipulation. The developer sent him graphic, violent content, pornography, and engaged in inappropriate sexual conversations with him. He was a child being systematically abused by someone he trusted, someone the platform itself had elevated and promoted. At 15 years old, the weight of what happened became too much. Michael attempted suicide when his mother found out and reached out to Roblox, desperately seeking help and answers. Do you know what the multi-billion-dollar company did? They sent her a suicide hotline email. That's it! When she threatened legal action, Roblox finally engaged, but only to claim that the abuse happened on another platform, conveniently washing their hands of any responsibility, despite the predator being a contracted Roblox developer who the company had promoted at events. The developer who groomed Michael was eventually banned from Roblox, but here's the kicker. It wasn't because of what he did to Michael, no. He was only banned years later after another female developer reported sexual abuse. Michael's case had been essentially ignored. This is the origin story of Schlep the Predator Hunter, a survivor who decided that what happened to him should never happen to another child on that platform again. Michael stayed in the Roblox community after his recovery and continued to build his YouTube channel as a family-friendly gaming content creator. His older videos were actually pretty standard Roblox fare, though he would occasionally criticize the platform and highlight inappropriate games that weren't being removed. But then, something changed. Private messages started flooding in from kids sharing disturbing accounts of predators lurking in Roblox. These weren't isolated incidents. These were pattern after pattern of adults targeting children on a platform that markets itself as safe for kids. And Michael, who knew firsthand what these children were experiencing, couldn't just sit by and watch. He discovered something that should make every parent's blood run cold. There was a child sexual abuse material trading ring operating within Roblox where adults were giving kids Robux, the platform's in-game currency, in exchange for sexually explicit material. These predators were using the very currency system that Roblox profits from to exploit children. And because Roblox takes a cut from all transactions, even illicit ones, the company was technically profiting from this abuse. Michael teamed up with experienced predator catchers and learned proper investigative techniques. He collaborated with established organizations like Predator Poachers, led by Alex Rosen, and EDP Watch, founded by YouTuber Gideon. His method was straightforward but effective. Using decoy accounts that claimed to be minors, Michael and his team would wait for sexual predators to initiate contact. They didn't entrap anyone. They waited for predators to send unprompted incriminating messages, often in Discord servers associated with Roblox's adult-themed condo subcommunities. Once a predator had dug their own grave with explicit messages and suggestions to meet in real life for sex, Michael would arrange a rendezvous. At the meetup, the predator would be confronted by another predator catcher who would sit them down in a public space to explain themselves while waiting for law enforcement to arrive. The results speak for themselves. In less than a year, Michael's work contributed to 6 arrests of individuals attempting to groom minors on Roblox, with only 1 arrest not resulting in prosecution. 2 more cases are headed toward plea agreements, and there's even been a guilty plea from a Roblox predator. 6 arrests, 6 predators who might have successfully victimized real children if not for the work of a trauma survivor and his team of volunteers. Michael had taken his pain and transformed it into protection for others. His videos about these operations went massively viral. His YouTube channel, which has now surpassed 2 million subscribers, became a hub for exposing the dark side of Roblox. Each video was carefully produced with copious disclaimers labeling the content as edutainment and explicitly instructing viewers do not try this at all. Voice actors read the chat logs to protect identities while making the content accessible. Michael told Rolling Stone that it had always been his intention to work with Roblox to make the platform safer. He wanted to collaborate. He wanted to help, but Roblox, according to him, was a brick wall whenever he sought to open up areas of cooperation. The platform's faulty moderation and report system made him lose faith in official channels. Reports seemingly went nowhere. Dangerous users remained on the platform. And so Michael decided that if Roblox wouldn't clean up their own house, he would shine a spotlight so bright that they'd have no choice. And that spotlight eventually got so bright that Roblox couldn't ignore him anymore. On August 9th, 2025, Michael woke up to find his entire Roblox existence erased. Every single one of his accounts had been terminated. But that wasn't all. Roblox had sent him a cease and desist letter that threatened legal action under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act if he ever accessed the platform again or continued his predator hunting activities. The letter accused him of violating Roblox policies, specifically a newly created vigilante groups rule. According to Roblox, Michael had actively interfered with their protocols and should have reported inappropriate conduct through official channels. The letter also claimed he violated user privacy guidelines by participating in unauthorized and harmful activities. The timing here is crucial, just 2 days before sending this cease and desist to Michael. On August 7th, 2025, Roblox had quietly published a blog post by Chief Safety Officer Matt Kaufman titled, "How Roblox Partners with Law." Enforcement buried in this post was a new section banning vigilante groups. It was a policy created specifically to justify removing Michael and people like him from the platform. When Michael discovered that Roblox CEO David Baszucki had blocked him on X, formerly Twitter, the message was crystal clear. The platform didn't want to fix the problem. They wanted to silence the person talking about it. The same day he received the cease and desist, Michael uploaded an 8-minute video to his YouTube channel titled, "Roblox is threatening to sue me for protecting kids." In it, he detailed his termination, shared his personal story of being groomed, and called the claims in Roblox's legal letter laughably hilarious. He pointed out that his team had been thanked by police for catching predators. He noted that this was the first time Roblox had ever directly contacted him. Not to collaborate, not to seek his expertise, but to threaten him with a lawsuit. Michael made it clear he would comply with the ban. He wouldn't access Roblox again unless allowed by the platform. But he also made it clear that he wouldn't stop his mission to protect children. He would continue his operations through his website and other means. Within hours, the internet exploded. The hashtag #FreeSchlep started trending across Twitter almost immediately. What Roblox had hoped would be a quiet suppression of a troublesome critic instead became one of the biggest PR disasters in gaming history. Popular YouTubers started speaking out. Kiar1tcal, one of the most influential gaming commentators on the platform with millions of subscribers, called Roblox's actions backwards and hypocritical. Gideon, who had collaborated with Michael on predator catching operations, added his voice to the chorus of criticism. Creekcraft, one of the biggest Roblox content creators with millions of followers, was so disgusted that he actually quit Roblox's Video Stars content program in protest. In his video titled, "I'm Done," Creekcraft didn't hold back. "We are in this situation because for years now, Roblox has failed to listen to the community," he said. "They say they're listening. They're not." Other prominent creators like Kindly Kian and Think Noodles also left Roblox's creator program. Ruben Sim, a YouTuber who had previously been sued by Roblox and knew firsthand how the company dealt with critics, voiced his support for Michael. But the backlash wasn't limited to content creators. It spread to the Roblox community itself. Third-party developers started changing the icons and thumbnails of their games to read "Free Schlep." Players by the thousands changed their Roblox display names to Free Schlep and staged in-game protests, filling chat rooms with demands for the ban to be reversed. An online streamer known as Stake, who has over 3 million followers, staged a live protest at the Utah State Capitol building, holding signs that read "Free Schlep" for tens of thousands of online viewers. Petitions started appearing on change.org. One calling for CEO David Baszucki's resignation or removal quickly surpassed 100,000 signatures. Another petition targeted Chief Safety Officer Matt Kaufman directly, demanding his resignation for what many saw as backwards priorities, going after the people exposing predators rather than the predators themselves. The movement had become too big for traditional media to ignore. Major outlets like Rolling Stone, NBC News, CNN, and countless others started covering the story. National interviews were scheduled. The controversy that Roblox had hoped to suppress was now making headlines across the country. And then, things got really interesting. On August 13th, 2025, just 4 days after the ban, Michael revealed that he had been contacted by a sitting United States congressman. Representative Ro Khanna, a Democrat from California's 17th Congressional District who serves on the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, had reached out directly to Michael. In a video shared by Michael, Congressman Khanna announced that he had launched a formal petition demanding Roblox increase transparency about its child safety practices. There is a growing issue in our country with Roblox, an online gaming platform, and the abuse of children, Khanna stated. Roblox is simply not doing enough to protect our kids, inform parents, and go after child predators. Today, I am calling on people to sign this petition. We need to keep our children safe online. The petition had a goal of 1 million signatures before Roblox's annual developer conference scheduled for September 5th and 6th. Within days, it had already gathered nearly 100,000 signatures. Congressman Khanna took to TikTok to thank supporters and urge more players and parents to get involved. His message was clear and specific. Roblox needs to do more to protect children. Parents need more tools and support. Law enforcement should get stronger cooperation to catch predators. And developers and creators deserve a real seat at the table when safety policies are made. But Congressman Khanna wasn't the only politician to get involved. Michael reached out to Senator Ted Cruz by email advocating for political attention to Roblox's safety policies. He argued that the platform's alleged negligence toward protecting young players had already been the subject of lawsuits in Texas. The controversy had transcended the gaming community. It was now a matter of national political concern. The day after Congressman Khanna launched his petition, on August 14, 2025, the state of Louisiana threw a legal bomb at Roblox. Attorney General Liz Murrill filed a child protection lawsuit against Roblox Corporation in Louisiana's 21st Judicial District Court. The language in Murrill's announcement was explosive. Due to Roblox's lack of safety protocols, it endangers the safety of the children of Louisiana, Murrill declared. Roblox is overrun with harmful content and child predators because it prioritizes user growth, revenue, and profits over child safety. The lawsuit accused Roblox of facilitating the distribution of child sexual abuse material and the sexual exploitation of Louisiana's children. It alleged that the company knowingly and intentionally failed to implement basic safety controls to protect child users from predators. It claimed Roblox knowingly and intentionally failed to provide notice to parents and child users of its dangers. Murrill called Roblox the perfect place for pedophiles. She cited a recent arrest in Livingston Parish where a man was caught with child sexual abuse material while actively using Roblox, employing voice-altering technology to pose as a teenage girl to lure and exploit children. The lawsuit detailed games on the platform with titles like Escape to Epstein Island, Diddy Party, and public bathroom simulator vibe games that the Attorney General said were filled with sexually explicit material and simulated sexual activity, including depictions of child gang rape. These games could easily be labeled by users in the all ages category, making them accessible to children. Louisiana was seeking restitution, damages, and attorney fees. But perhaps more significantly, Murrill made it clear that she believed Roblox should be shut down entirely. The connection to Michael's ban was not lost on anyone. The Attorney General's lawsuit came just days after Roblox had tried to silence the person who had been exposing exactly these kinds of problems. The timing couldn't have been worse for Roblox's PR team, but Louisiana was just the beginning. Let's talk about what happened to Roblox's stock price, because the numbers tell a devastating story. On August 10, 2025, Roblox's market capitalization stood at approximately $90.64 billion. By August 15th, just 5 days later, it had dropped to $81 billion. By August 21st, the market cap hit $79 billion. That's a loss of over $12 billion in market value in less than 2 weeks. The stock price had been tumbling since the day after Michael posted his video about the cease and desist. Investors were clearly spooked. When you're a company that derives its entire value from being a safe, family-friendly platform for children, and suddenly every major news outlet is running stories about how your platform is overrun by predators, the market notices. It's important to understand what this means and what it doesn't mean. This wasn't Roblox losing $12 billion in actual cash. Market capitalization is based on stock price multiplied by outstanding shares, and stock prices fluctuate based on investor confidence. But investor confidence is built on trust, and trust in Roblox was in freefall. The timing was particularly bad because this wasn't happening in a vacuum. Roblox had already been facing scrutiny over child safety issues for years. A BBC investigation in 2022 had exposed the platform's sex problem. There had been previous lawsuits and negative coverage, but Michael's ban crystallized everything into a single narrative that the media could sink its teeth into. Here was a company that apparently found it easier to ban a predator hunter than to ban predators. Even Roblox's chief safety officer, Matt Kaufman, couldn't escape the fallout. In what many saw as suspicious timing, SEC filings revealed that Kaufman had sold 6,000 shares of Roblox Class A common stock on August 7th, 2025, just days before the controversy exploded. at $133.60 per share. That's over $800,000 in stock sold right before the company's value started tanking. The sale was filed under a pre-adopted trading plan from November 2024, but the optics were terrible. A petition calling specifically for Kaufman's resignation gained thousands of signatures. People were furious that the man supposedly in charge of safety was cashing out while the company faced its biggest safety scandal ever. On August 13th, 2025, Roblox finally broke their silence with an official response. Chief Safety Officer Matt Kaufman published a blog post titled "More on Our Removal of Vigilantes from Roblox." The statement attempted to justify the ban by arguing that vigilante groups created an unsafe environment for users. According to Kaufman, these groups, while seemingly well-intentioned, had taken actions that were both unacceptable and create an unsafe environment for users. Roblox's main argument was this: vigilantes were impersonating minors, actively approaching other users, and then trying to lead them to other platforms to have sexually explicit conversations. In other words, Roblox was saying that Michael and people like him were doing exactly what predators do. They were essentially equating the people catching predators with the predators themselves. Kaufman went on to claim that vigilante groups often held their reports to Roblox until after they had coordinated real-life meetups and built their own social media posts. He argued this meant alleged bad actors could potentially remain on the platform longer, leaving the community open to additional risk of harm. The company encouraged users to report issues through official channels so they could investigate quickly and effectively. They touted their reporting tool's ability to capture metadata that screenshots couldn't provide. In a statement to Rolling Stone, Roblox went further, sharing quotes from police, attorneys, and academics describing how vigilante groups can interfere with official investigations and undermine criminal proceedings. 2 days later, on August 15th, Kaufman appeared in a Tech Talks video to further address the growing concerns. He acknowledged that both inside and outside Roblox, many people really have the best intentions and the welfare of our community at heart. He even admitted that vigilante groups started off in a really good place, but he maintained that Michael's actions represented vigilantism that crossed a line. The response was immediate and brutal. Michael fired back, rejecting Roblox's characterization entirely. Reporting crimes to law enforcement is not taking the law into your own hands, he stated. He pointed out that he had talked to law enforcement who watched his videos and confirmed he was doing everything right. Critics were quick to note the absurdity of Roblox's argument. Yes, Michael posed as a minor to catch predators, but there's a fundamental difference between posing as a minor to exploit children and posing as a minor to protect children. Police conduct sting operations using decoys all the time. The argument that catching predators is morally equivalent to being a predator struck most observers as desperate corporate spin. The claim that vigilante activities interfered with official investigations was also met with skepticism, given that Michael's work had led to actual arrests and prosecutions that wouldn't have happened otherwise. Let's talk about why predators find Roblox so attractive, because understanding the problem requires understanding the platform itself. Roblox has over 151 million daily active users. According to the company's own reports, approximately 40% of those users, around 60 million people, are children under the age of 13. Another significant portion is between 13 and 17. This is quite literally one of the largest gatherings of children on the internet. The platform operates on a user-generated content model. Anyone can create a game or experience on Roblox, and anyone can play them. This means there are millions of games on the platform at any given time, with hundreds of new ones popping up every single day. The sheer volume makes comprehensive moderation almost impossible. And then there are condo games. Condo games are user-created experiences that contain sexually explicit content. The term condo is a euphemism chosen specifically to evade content filters, implying a private space where users can interact freely. In practice, these are virtual spaces where players engage in simulated sex acts, inappropriate roleplay, and explicit conversations. Roblox bans these games when they find them. The problem is that creators can regenerate them within minutes of deletion. It's a constant game of whack-a-mole. One security expert described it perfectly: every single time they try to take down 1 or 2 different games, 12 to 20 get popped back up within a matter of minutes. Predators exploit this chaos. They lurk in these condo subcommunities, which often have associated Discord servers where Roblox's moderation doesn't apply. They identify potential victims, build relationships through seemingly innocent conversation, and then move the interaction off-platform to apps like Discord, Snapchat, or Telegram where they can operate freely. The process is depressingly effective. A predator pretends to be another kid. They find a child in a game. They chat, seemingly innocently at first. They build trust. They might offer Robux as gifts, establishing a transactional relationship. Then they start pushing boundaries, moving conversations to private channels, making them more personal, more inappropriate. By the time explicit material is requested or a real-life meetup is proposed, the child has been thoroughly groomed and manipulated. Louisiana's Attorney General called Roblox the perfect place for pedophiles. The platform provides 3 things predators need: access to a massive pool of children, tools for communication, and inadequate verification systems that allow adults to easily pretend to be kids. The lack of meaningful age verification has been a constant criticism. While Roblox has implemented various verification features over the years, they've often been optional or easily bypassed. A predator can simply lie about their age when creating an account. There's no meaningful barrier between adults and children on the platform. By September 2025, Roblox was in full damage control mode. The company's annual developer conference RDC was approaching, and they knew they had to say something. On September 5, 2025, CEO David Baszucki appeared in a CNBC interview where he was questioned about child safety on Roblox and the controversy surrounding Michael's ban. In what many saw as a significant shift in tone, Baszucki stated that he had actually contacted Michael for feedback and said he would love his help in maintaining the platform's security. It was a remarkable turnaround. Just weeks earlier, Roblox had banned Michael, terminated all his accounts, and threatened him with a lawsuit. Now the CEO was publicly expressing interest in working with him, but Michael wasn't buying it. He called Baszucki's comments a PR stunt. His legal team sent Roblox a letter warning that this outreach was inappropriate because it ignored Michael's past attempts to communicate with the company's employees. For more than a year before his ban, Michael had tried to work with Roblox. He had submitted evidence through official channels. He had tried to open lines of communication. He had been ignored or stonewalled at every turn. Now, only after massive public backlash, lawsuits, and billions in lost market value, Roblox suddenly wanted to talk. In November 2025, Michael posted a 36-minute video in which he revealed that Roblox's chief safety officer Matt Kaufman had contacted him directly, bypassing his lawyers, and offered to discuss the ban and ways to keep him active in the Roblox community. The email from Kaufman read, "Hi Michael, I understand our decision to moderate and ban your accounts came as a surprise, and something you wholeheartedly disagree with. That said, our intent has been to keep the platform safe, and I believe that is something we have in common. Would you be up for a conversation to see if there's some way we can keep you active in the Roblox community?" Michael's response was scathing. "They finally decide to hear me out, after threatening to sue me for computer fraud, an entire online movement, and them losing $12 billion in market value," he said in the video. They had the nerve to say, "We share the same interest." He described the outreach as a self-serving PR move that came only after public backlash. His legal team sent Roblox another letter calling the direct contact improper while noting they remained open to dialogue. Roblox never replied. At RDC, the company announced several safety measures, including making all 17-plus games become 18-plus, lowering the age for dating features from 21 to 18, and implementing new parental controls. They also apparently tried to suppress the free Schlep movement at the conference, warning that any disruptions would lead to immediate removal from the event. People still left sticky notes with the hashtag as a silent protest. Roblox also announced mandatory age verification for users wanting to access chat features requiring facial age estimation or ID verification. But critics argued these measures were too little too late, and many came only after the company was under legal siege from multiple states. As we approach the end of this story, it's worth stepping back and looking at the bigger picture. The Schlep controversy has exposed something fundamental about how major tech platforms handle child safety. For years, Roblox marketed itself as a safe, family-friendly environment. Parents trusted that marketing. They let their children play for hours, believing the company had adequate protections in place. The reality was different. The platform had become what Louisiana's Attorney General called a breeding ground for predators. Games featuring sexually explicit content proliferated faster than moderators could remove them. Predators operated relatively freely, moving children off-platform to exploit them. And when someone tried to expose these problems, the company's first instinct was to silence them rather than fix the underlying issues. This pattern isn't unique to Roblox. Across the tech industry, we see companies prioritizing growth, engagement, and revenue over user safety, especially the safety of children. Moderation is expensive. Age verification creates friction that reduces user acquisition. Admitting problems exist can spook investors and invite regulatory scrutiny. So problems get minimized, critics get marginalized, and the cycle continues until something forces change. What forced change here was a perfect storm. A survivor who refused to be silent. A community that rallied behind him. Politicians who saw an opportunity to protect children and score points against big tech. Legendary journalists who added credibility to the concerns. Attorneys general across multiple states who saw clear violations of consumer protection laws. And lawyers representing hundreds of victims who smelled blood in the water. Michael's story is ultimately about what happens when someone who was failed by a system grows up and decides to hold that system accountable. He was groomed on Roblox. His reports were ignored. He attempted suicide. And when he recovered and tried to prevent the same thing from happening to other children, the company tried to sue him into silence. They miscalculated badly. As of now, the battle is far from over. Chris Hansen's documentary is expected to bring new attention to how predators operate on the platform. Multiple lawsuits are still moving through the courts. Nearly 80 federal cases have been consolidated into a multi-district litigation. State attorneys general continue to investigate and file complaints. And Michael, with his legal team and his massive platform, continues to advocate for reform. Roblox's stock has recovered somewhat from its August lows, but the company faces an uncertain future. The lawsuits could reveal internal documents that show what executives knew and when they knew it. Settlements could cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and the reputational damage may be permanent. For parents watching this video, the message is clear. If your children play Roblox, you need to be actively involved. Disable chat features if possible, monitor their accounts. Keep open communication about what they're experiencing online. The platform has introduced new safety features, but as Michael's work demonstrated, no system is perfect, and bad actors are constantly finding new ways to exploit vulnerable children. For the gaming community, this controversy represents a turning point. The days when tech companies could brush off safety concerns with corporate PR speak are ending. When a 22-year-old survivor with a YouTube channel can mobilize enough pressure to move Congress, attract legendary journalists, and trigger legal action from multiple states, the calculus for how companies respond to criticism changes fundamentally. And for Michael, the kid who was groomed on Roblox and grew up to become one of its most effective critics, this is just one chapter in a longer story. He said repeatedly that his goal isn't to shut down Roblox. He just wants kids to be safe. He wants the platform to be what it claims to be, a fun, creative space where children can play without being targeted by predators. Whether Roblox can actually become that platform remains to be seen. But thanks to Michael and everyone who rallied behind him, the company can no longer pretend the problem doesn't exist. If you found this video informative, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. The more people who understand these issues, the better we can protect children in digital spaces. And if you're a parent who learned something new today, share this video with other parents. Awareness is the first line of defense. Until next time.